What's up, everybody? John Eric Polai here with My MMA News, and I'm sure as all of you've noticed by now, there's this cheesehead over here behind me. That's because I'm a big Green Bay Packers fan. So with the Packers looking to go 4-0 tonight against the Atlanta Falcons on Monday Night Football, I decided to wear a little Green Bay Packers tie today. And while the Packers looking to go 4-0, my guest today is looking to go 1-0 and win his professional debut on October 29th. He's fighting at Bellator 250 against Orlando Ortega. I'm talking to Cody Law. Cody, how are you, my man? And how's things going for your first ever fight camp?
I'm good, man. Everything's good. I'm super excited. We're a little over 4 weeks out now, and I feel amazing.
So how's camp going that it's been on somewhat of a short notice for you? Because a lot of fighters, we see go 8, 10, even up to 12 weeks or longer with the fight camp. You only had about 6 weeks to prepare for this. So how's it been going that's been kind of on a shorter notice?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of always training, so I'm in camp all the time. I've been down at ATT since May. I've only taken maybe 1 or 2 weeks off since mid-May, so I've been in camp the whole time, but now it's just been more like focused towards a certain opponent for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about your opponent there, Orlando Ortega. Kind of tell us a little bit about him and what it's going to take for you to get the win on October 29th.
I don't know anything about him, man. It's just my first fight, and I'm focused on me.
So is this more about you going out there and executing what you want to prove as a fighter and see where you've made strides over your last few months?
Yeah, I just want to go fight. Whatever happens, happens. If it ends on the feet or if I get a takedown and we wrestle a little bit, I'm happy with anything. I just want to get a finish in the first round.
I hear you, man, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of fans there back in Pennsylvania rooting for you, and including a lot of your ATT family down there. I want to ask you a little bit with ATT. The last time that we spoke, we were talking about Mike Brown. I know that he coaches you, and you were talking about just how great of a coach that he is. I know the UFC has an event that day. Will he be able to go with you to Mohegan Sun, Connecticut, or will you have to have somebody else in your corner?
No, he's cornering me. I have Mike Brown, Isaac Greeley from my Pittsburgh gym, and Anderson. He's my kickboxing coach out here. So I'll have all three of them.
Nice. So what was Mike's message to you then at the start of this fight camp, that it's your very first time going through this as a professional?
Nothing, man. We barely, nothing really changed at all. It was just like, hey, you cool with this opponent? Yeah, I'm good. All right, let's train.
Awesome. Has it been that way with your other guys down there too? Because I know the last time that we were speaking, you were talking about how much respect you have for guys like George Masvidal and Dustin Poirier, Pedro Munoz, the whole gang down there. We see all the photos on your Instagram of all the guys that you train with, a lot of killers there in the gym. Have they given you any words of wisdom, or same thing, just kind of business as usual?
Yeah, same thing, really. I mean, everyone's excited to see me fight. It's my first pro fight, but everything has just been carrying on, business as usual.
So I want to ask you about somewhat of this big stage. I know there's like to be fans in attendance, but the last time we talked, we were talking a little bit about how we both went to smaller colleges and that smaller atmosphere that we liked. And you were talking about how when you were 18 years old, when you went to go wrestle at Penn State, you weren't ready for that big time atmosphere. Well, now obviously fighting on such a huge card, you have I believe Douglas Lima and Gegard Mousasi fighting in the main event, Bellator on TV, the whole 9 yards that goes with it. Are you ready for this big stage now at this point in your life?
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. Of course. The bigger the stage, the better, man. I'm a much different person now. A completely different person. I like the big crowds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I understand. Obviously, that completely. That's kind of how I am too. And I wanted to ask you now too, because I'm at a point, like in my life as a journalist, like where, like when I was younger, I didn't take things in. Like I kind of just rushed through it. Even when I did track in college, I remember the same thing. Like I wish those moments I kind of took things in. So now even like when I do interviews just like this, I take things in a lot more. Are you like that too now? Like even though it's going to be your first pro fight, I'm sure there'll be some nerves there, but you're going to take all this in and make the best of the experience. It's something that you're going to remember for the rest of your life.
Yeah, of course. I'm big on gratitude and being present, so I focus on that a lot. I'm going to be really grateful when I get there. It's going to be an awesome experience because I have a teammate from back home on the card with multiple ATT guys. One of my coaches from back home. I get to have, someone like Mike Brown in my corner. So the whole experience is going to be something that I'm going to really take in and be grateful for and always remember.
And I have to ask, too, being that you're a Pennsylvania guy, I know, Connecticut from, the western part of Pennsylvania that you're from is a bit of a drive, but being that it's a closer East Coast visit there, will you be having a lot of family and friends from back in the 814 come back and support you?
In Connecticut?
Mm-hmm. Like,
Well,
will they be
no,
making? I know they can't obviously be there in attendance, but are they going to at least like make the trip down, be with you during the fight week and that, and maybe afterwards get together?
no. Because I have to be quarantined. I'm not allowed to really be around people anyway. So everyone from back home is just gonna like have viewing parties and watch it at home, and then I'm gonna fly back to Pittsburgh the very next day. And
Awesome.
celebrate afterwards.
Awesome. And one of the celebrations, too, it's going to be Halloween on October 31st. There, your fight's the 29th. What's the Halloween plans?
Yeah, we got a family from back home has a blowout Halloween party every year. So it's an 80s party this year. So that's the plan.
Awesome. I like the sound of that. I like 80s parties there.
Yeah.
My Halloween costume this year, Apollo Creed. Of course, can't do the blackface thing because that's politically incorrect there. But I got the robe. I got the trunks. I'm going hardcore with it. Cody, another thing I have to just make a joke about, too. You're down there in sunny, warm Florida, going up to Connecticut. It's cold. I know you've experienced the cold most of your life, though, but has the blood thinned out there? You're going to be prepared to go back to the colder weather there on October 30th or October 29th?
Yeah, I like the cold weather.
Oh, you're a fan of it. Are you really?
I like it. Man, I miss Pennsylvania weather right now. Fall time is my favorite. It's hot as shit out here. So, like I walk outside and I immediately start sweating. So I look forward to being in a colder environment, bro.
Awesome, man. Well, we're all looking forward to it. One other thing, just along the fight-related lines. I know before you were mentioning how all your family and friends are just kind of have their own viewing parties back in Pennsylvania because they can't really be there for the fight and to do things with you as fight week goes on. So I just want to ask, with all this COVID stuff, what's this been like? Obviously, we talked about what's going to be as far as like with your family and friends not being out there. But now, what's it been like for you as the fighter as you're going through and you're getting all these different tests done? You got to quarantine yourself. What's this whole? Obviously, we're all experiencing all this weird stuff for the first time. But what's it been like for you going through all this?
I don't know, man. I honestly don't pay attention to it. I mean, I'm training every single day, so that's all I'm focused on. I haven't had the quarantine yet because I'm not there. This is my first time, so I don't really think about these things.
All right, man. Well, pleasure as always. We're wishing you the best of luck and looking forward to the fight on the 29th there. I'm going to be viewing you. I'll be cheering you on from here back in Pennsylvania like a lot of other Pennsylvania people will be. So best of luck to you. And before you roll out there, if you want to go ahead, plug your social media accounts so everybody knows where to go ahead and follow you at.
Yeah, Cody Law, MMA.
All right, Cody, thanks for the time, my man. Appreciate it. Best of luck to you in your fight at Bellator 250. Goes down on October 29th. Make sure you check Cody out, and make sure that you keep checking out MyMMANews for all the great content that we put out, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We'll see you later, everybody.